Welcome back to the Motormouth YouTube channel. We're the Motormouth Bros. I'm Jack.
And I'm Charlie.
And today we are reviewing the Ford Maverick, which is a car that Charlie's actually wanted for many years.
Many years. As soon as my parents got this car for the first time, definitely caught my eye. Love the truck look, but a mini truck look.
It's a mini truck. It's kind of like we will probably used to have the Tacoma.
The Tacoma.
Like the little Tacoma. It was like a 2008 or something like that.
That was cool. Would have
car.
loved for him to keep that. Could have learned to drive manual.
Yeah, but he got rid of that, and now they have the GTI and Ruby.
But yeah, this has definitely been a car that's caught my eye for a while now, and I just love the look of it. Every time I pass it on the street, I see it. I love it. It looks great. Definitely a car I want to buy.
Charlie's about to go full electrician on us. He's going to be waking up at 5 in the morning, driving his pickup truck to work, and then on the radio, he's only going to listen to Creed. Is that
what we do?
Yeah, and then you also have soft hands because you're an electrician.
Yeah.
Those are the big four when it comes.
Soft.
Is that big four? Yeah, big four when it comes to being an electrician.
Soft.
I quite like it. It's very comfortable. I definitely like the look of it. I feel like all pickup trucks these days are massive. Even the smaller ones are still bigger than what the big ones used to be. So I feel like this is a good.
And this is kind of a first, I feel like, to have a pickup this size.
Like this size in a long time at least, because there were definitely ones that were
back in the day,
smaller back in like the 2000s. So this is our first time even driving a hybrid or an EV on the channel. Charlie, how are you feeling about it behind the wheel?
It feels good. I've enjoyed the ride. It's smooth enough. If you put it in the different mode, low mode, which we did for a couple seconds on our way here so Jack could test it out, it is not an enjoyable ride.
No, it's just like
very choppy,
very rocky back and forth. I get slightly motion sick, not like all the time, but like a Tesla on a long road trip would not be my vibe.
No, and this kind of feels like that. It almost brakes for you. It helps save on mileage, gas, but I don't think it's necessary. You got 600 kilometers here and it's not even a full tank.
Yeah,
so
568 kilometers. Charlie's going to Kelowna tomorrow, not in this car, but you could take this thing all the way there and you wouldn't need to stop once.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a hybrid, so Charlie, what do we have under the hood?
It's a 2.5 liter, 4-cylinder hybrid system.
And with an eCVT combined 191 horsepower, it now comes with all-wheel drive and front-wheel drive. The all-wheel drive is all new in this model, which to a lot of buyers is a really big deal since previously this car only came in the front-wheel drive option. There's also another model that we're not driving. It's a 2-liter EcoBoost engine with an 8-speed automatic transmission. That comes with 250 horsepower and 277 pound-feet of torque. It's standard all-wheel drive in Canada, and in the US, it's front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. That's the all-gas model. So that one is gonna have a little bit more power than the one we have. And speaking of power, we're coming up onto the UVC Highway here. So we're gonna put it in S for subscribe. Remember to hit that bell when you do subscribe. I don't know what the numbers are. We'll put it up on the screen, but a certain number of you watching are not subscribed. So hit that subscribe button. And Charlie, how are we feeling on the UVC Highway?
It's got some speed. It's got some speed, people.
Honestly, considering it doesn't have that much horsepower, that EV hits the ground running.
For sure. You feel a bit of the kick. Something I always like. Feels great.
It felt pretty good. I mean, in comparison to the cars that we've been driving, I think the EV gives you some kick. You're off the ground running on that EV.
Definitely. And even if you're not in sport mode, I think you get a bit of a kick.
Yeah, for sure.
For some of the other modes that the car has, other than sport mode, it has a slippery mode, an eco mode, you got the normal mode, sport mode, and then you have the tow and haul mode. And I know this is kind of only a problem for the first time that you're driving the car, but I couldn't figure out how much gas I had. Maybe I'm just being kind of dumb, but I don't know. It's a big.
Charlie actually got in the car and he went, I have no fuel, and he stopped on the side of the road. He had to ask a guy if he could bring him a jerry can.
Yeah,
that's what happened. He was stranded for hours.
No, I was driving the other day, and I fully just thought I had no gas in the car, and I was just, I don't know. I was slightly confused.
So last week we reviewed the Honda Passport, and that had a towing capacity of 5,000 pounds. This is a pickup truck. You would expect a pickup truck to be able to tow the world.
You'd hope so, I guess.
And
I don't know.
it definitely does not tow the world. It only tows about 2 of Charlie's weight. Only 4,000 pounds.
All right, slow down over there, big boy. Come on.
Only 4,000 pounds, which obviously that's probably going to be more than enough of like what you would need of towing capacity. But
it's also a small pickup. It's not a big pickup.
It's not a big pickup, but I feel like you would think that this pickup would still have more than the Honda Passport
It's a
would.
pretty big car to be.
That is, I mean, low-key, it probably is bigger.
It is. One thing I've noticed about driving this, does not feel like you're driving a pickup truck at all. I mean, you can't, I don't know if you can typically see the bed of the truck, but I cannot see anything looking out the back or the side windows. It's small. It's a small truck. We just passed Ford F-150 there, and that is.
We look shrimp.
But if you're in the city, this would be my go-to.
This is the move. If you're driving to work, listening.
I mean,
if you're driving to work listening to Creed
with my soft hands.
With your soft hands at 5 in the morning.
You know, good thing that this has a heating steering wheel for my soft hands.
Yeah, that's really great, actually. Yeah. There are 3 different models of this car in Canada. We have the XL front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. That is $36,995 Canadian for the front-wheel drive model and $39,495 for the all-wheel drive model. So it's about $3,000-ish more for the all-wheel drive compared to the front-wheel drive. And in the US, there's the same 3 models. For the first one, it's going to be $28,145 for the front-wheel drive, $30,365 for the all-wheel drive.
For the front-wheel drive model, you have 5.6 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 6.7 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. And that's 42 miles per gallon city and 35 miles per gallon on the highway.
Now onto the fuel economy for the all-wheel drive. That's going to be 5.9 liters per 100 kilometers in the city and 6.9 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway.
That was a mouthful.
Definitely a mouthful.
I don't. Hopefully we got all that.
And but there's still more. That's 40 miles per gallon city and 34 miles per gallon highway. So we know that this is a smaller car, but Charlie, what do you think about the exterior?
As I've said before, I love this car. It is one of my favorites. It is probably in my top 5 cars that I would want to buy today. I love it. I love the way it looks.
You're doing something right.
Yeah, you've won my vote. And it seems like they've won everyone's vote because according to our parents, you can't buy it. It's hard to buy.
You know, I saw one actually today. I was on my way to work.
Well, they're out everywhere. Yeah. Apparently, they're just hard to get.
Yeah, fair enough. I did see one today, though. I thought that was kind of ironic, but just before the review, I saw
I love them. I love their colors. They always have this.
What color would you get?
There's this light blue.
That's the one. Yeah. The one I saw, the light blue.
This is light. They're all these pastel colors.
Even this one's kind of a pastel. It's like
it is. And I've said it in the last video. I love the pastel. I don't know why. I think it looks great on a car. And I don't know what's been happening, but all these car brands have started doing it. And I love it. I'm here for it.
I think people are sick of the normal royal blue.
Yeah, it looks hideous.
And ruby red. Shout out Ruby.
Shout out Ruby. Yeah, so maybe they're moving away from that, and I'm a huge fan of it.
There's one thing I always like in a car. I don't know why. Maybe it's like this is what you would put on a car in a video game. Racing stripes. Even though this is not a race car, it has the racing stripes on the hood.
This is probably the furthest thing from a race car.
You know, actually, they drive trucks in NASCAR. There's a truck series, pickup truck. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, because they actually drive real trucks, but they're obviously kitted out. Like, they drive Camrys. Like, that you wouldn't think that that's a race car, right?
No,
but Ford is one of the sponsors. I don't know which car it is, but they're not particularly big. Imagine it's the Maverick that they're driving on in NASCAR. That would be insane.
Cool. That would be electric.
I almost electric?
Hybrid? Come on.
Electrician?
See the pattern.
Creed?
Soft hands.
Yeah, I guarantee you it's not that. But anyways, I always like racing stripes. I don't know what it is. I think it adds a nice touch to the car, as well as that pastel finish with that light blue.
The pastel. How are we feeling about the interior?
I think it's decent. I think it's a little bit industrial, but I mean that's kind of with the pickup truck. That's kind of what you're expecting.
It is a pickup truck.
You have like the bolts here.
They live in the industrial area. They might like the industrial look.
And then you have I actually like this blue a lot. It's kind of like a deep it's not a navy. I don't really know what color you would, like a dark teal almost. It's
kind of cool. I
like it a lot.
I haven't seen a car that has this interior.
I've never seen a car with this color before. And then there's no leather here on the top. It's all kind of like a harder plastic. And we have this geometric kind of, I don't know what you'd explain.
We're getting geometric out here.
Kind of diamond-like on the front here. And I think it's cool. I mean, no other car has this. Have you seen any car with this?
I'm sure there's another, but we haven't.
We haven't. This is our fifth one.
This is our fifth one. I'm a fan. I like everything. I like it all.
I also like a gear shift.
Spin.
But you know what? There's nothing worse than. This is better than the gear shift up here on the steering wheel. The worst.
No buttons either.
No buttons. Andrew would hate it. No buttons.
We mentioned before, we don't like the buttons. So.
And the weather mode is all in one go. The weather mode. You know, guys, I forget which one it was. Was it the Sportage, I think?
Yeah.
Charlie called the climate control the weather mode, and now we're just going to call it that from now on.
The weather mode.
It's now the weather mode. It's now the weather mode.
The weather mode. I love the weather mode. You can see
the weather mode.
It's easy to use. One touch.
Let's change the weather in the car, guys. You know, the weather out right now.
Should we get cold?
No, it's raining out. That's the last thing I want.
Okay, we'll change the weather. We're getting warm. All right, warm.
We're getting warm in here. It's going to be like Mexico.
Now, it does.
You know where this car is made? Made in Mexico.
Now, one thing we say cars nowadays
always need wireless Apple CarPlay
and Android Auto.
If you don't have it, what are you doing? You gotta lock in.
You gotta get it together.
Let's be honest here. What 2025 car doesn't have that?
There won't be any, but we're gonna keep mentioning it. Because the one day that one doesn't have it,
you're getting a major dock of the points at the end of the video.
Huge.
You know what I've decided? If you don't have wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto,
minus 1.5 points.
No. -5. 5. Because you should have it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you have it?
You should have it.
Truly, why wouldn't you have it?
No, maybe not -5. You know what? We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Yeah, exactly. We don't know yet. It does have wireless charging, which is pretty cool. You place your phone down, your phone charges. You go one destination to the next, phone's charged. It's great. I love it. I love it. I didn't even realize it first, and I put my phone down and I got out of the car and I was like 10%.
Whoa, man, phone is charging. Now, one thing that Charlie was over the moon about when we were getting this car.
I couldn't stop telling my friends about it.
The speakers.
The speakers.
The B&O speakers. The Bang & Olufsen speakers.
You turn your music on, it's banging.
Charlie put on his horrible house music on. It goes up to what, like 30, the dial?
I have no idea.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. But he had it on 15.
And it was
like not even
banging.
half.
It was so loud. I have driven in different cars, friends' cars, these cars.
It was party time.
In my personal opinion, it was the best by far. Wow. I really enjoyed it. In my opinion, as a young guy, good speakers are so important. I am constantly listening to music. I'm tired from work. I'm coming home. I need a little wake up. Music banging.
And now it's time to actually rate the car on our new Dave Portnoy Pizza rating scale. Charlie, what are you rating this car out of 10? And as we know, anything over an 8, monster score. Monster score. You should buy this car if it's over an 8. So Charlie?
8.7.
8.7.
I'm a bit biased, very biased, slightly very biased.
Guys, an 8.7, like you gotta go out and buy this car.
I love the car. I love the speakers. I love the look. I like the interior. You gotta sit in the back seat.
We do have to sit in the back seat. But my score, I hate to say it. You're not gonna. Obviously you don't agree with me. I think I preferred the Honda Passport to this car. So I'm gonna have to.
You never drove it.
I never drove it. I never drove this one. So it's tough to say. It's different being behind the wheel, but being in the passenger seat, which I feel is all about comfort at that point, I'm going to give this a 7.9. I gave the Passport an 8.1, so they're pretty much on the same tier. At
Close.
a 7.9.
Still a
very
great
respectable score. Welcome to the back seat of the car.
Back seat of the car, how are we feeling?
Toit.
It's not that bad.
It's not that great.
Would I want to go on a 5-hour road trip?
Absolutely not.
Hey, it'll do the trick. It's
I'd
better-
rather you strap me down in the flatbed than be back here for 5 hours. So I'm gonna be the guy in the back and they're gonna strap me down here for the 5-hour road trip. And I gotta say, there would be plenty of room back here to hang out in. Maybe we'll set up a little hot tub. You know how they do that? We'll get the tarp. I'm not hating it. And that will be all from us today driving the Ford Maverick.
We're the Motormouth Bros. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, thumbs up, comment.
Put in an S for subscribe.
Do it all. We want it all.
And we will catch you in the next one.